Hi, everybody. This is Virginia Milner coming to you from the DeKalb County Library System, and we have another, I think, very interesting piece to make. We have Native American History Month coming up, and I thought we could do something that was representative of a traditional medicine ball. And we're just using the colors. We're not actually making the circle or the wheel. We're just using the white, red, black, and yellow colors, which I will explain what they mean when we get down and we can see what we're going to do. But I thought we would use a combination of seed beads, artistic wire, and memory wire to make a kind of a cuff that you can, not a cuff, but a collar that you can wear around a sweater. It's getting a little chillier, at least in my part of the country. And you can wear around a turtleneck or something like that and just really make it very, very pretty and colorful. So we're going to get started on this. It's a really very easy project. It's going to require quite a few beads because they're seed beads, they're tiny, and they're actually 4 millimeter. Don't freak out and get scared on me. They're about approximately 4 millimeter seed beads that we're going to use. And of course, we're going to use our normal tools, our round nose pliers, square pliers, and cutters. Now, we're going to be using two types of cutter. We're going to use regular cutters to cut the artistic wire and memory wire cutters to cut the memory wire. You definitely do not want to cut memory wire with your regular pliers. You will ruin them over time because memory wire is very, very hard steel. It's tempered steel, and you actually do have to use a particular type of cutter to cut through this wire or ruin your pliers. And I found that out the hard way when years ago when I was first starting, and I heard about the memory wire cutters, and I priced them, and I thought, oh, I'm not paying that for a pair of cutters. I've got my own cutters. So I went ahead bebopping in the way I do and making things that I wanted to make, and using my regular cutters. And not only did I ruined my regular cutters, so not only did I end up having to buy the memory wire cutters, I had to replace my regular cutters. So word to the wise, go ahead and get some memory wire cutters if you're going to be using memory wire a lot or even at all. It's worth the investment. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, and here's a memory wire. It springs back on its own. It's wonderful because you don't have to measure. You don't have to have a clasp. It just sits on your neck. That's it. Have to put a loop on each end, put it on, put your beads on, put it on, and there's your necklace. It's like a little choker. So let's get down here and see what we're going to do because it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be very, very easy. All right, so you can see the 4 different colors, and I'm going to give you a real quick representation regarding the colors. White is for north. That's why I have that one at the top. And it represents the element air or wind, and winter as the season. And then yellow is east, fire is the element, spring is the season, red is south, earth, and summer, and black is west. Some of them I've seen, some medicine balls I've seen with black or dark blue, and that represents the west, water, and autumn. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm actually doing it that way, the way I just mentioned it, but you can do it any way you want. You don't have to do the colors the way I did them. I just wanted to be a little more traditional. So what I'm going to show you is how we're going to do this. You could just put the colors on a pen and put them on your memory wire and be done and have a nice little color. But I thought it would be nice if we did something a little a little more intricate. It's not hard, just a little bit, one step above just putting it on a head pin. So that's why we're using 24 gauge artistic wire. It's not going to take a lot, but I want to show you how to do the patterning. So this is what I'm doing here. So this is going to be our collar, and I'm going to show you how to do several. So I'm going to be adding some in. So what you want to do is take your wire, determine what length you want. The second longest one that I have here, or third longest one that I have here, is approximately 2 inches from loop to the bottom of the beads. And then you can either stop there and then make them all shorter, gradually shorter, or you can make them a little longer. It depends on how long you want your drop to be, your little centerpiece to be. I'm going to go with, I've got 6 here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I'll do 3 more. So I'm going to go in the center here and just elongate this a little bit. So I'll make a longer one here, and then a really long one in the center. So how do we do that? So I'm going to take my wire. I know I need at least a good 3/4 of an inch to make my loop, that little guy on top, because it's a little wrapped loop and it's doubled. So what I need to do is make a loop down here on the bottom to house these beads. And then the double wire is going to go up through the seed beads and then wrapped into a loop at the top. And let me show you how that is going to be done. Let's move that over so it's not distracting. So I want to make this center one, this next one, a little longer than this. So I'm just going to, there's not any real way to actually measure it. So what I'm just going to do is put this up here against the one that I just made. I know I want it a little longer. I need a good inch of wire on for the loop at the top. And then I need another good 1.5 inches or so of wire to wrap those, make my little loop at the beaded loop at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of eyeball it. You can measure 1 inch here for your loop and your wrap. Go down here to the bottom, that measure another 1.5 inches or so. And then add, because I want this one to be longer than this one. So this one would have been another 1.5 inches on the bottom. And I'm going to add another inch so that I have extra length. Now that's probably too much, but that's okay. You can just cut it off. So here's what I'm going to be working with, and that's going to be doubled because this is going to go on the bottom. My beads are going to go around the bottom here. So I've got my wire. I've folded it in half. I have a little, I just folded it so I can drop my beads on there without them falling off. Let's go ahead and grab 5 beads on the bottom is what I used to make my beaded loop. So I'm going to take 5 little black beads, bead them on the end of my wire. Oops, me and my thumb fingers. So that's 4 and 5. So there are my beads on the bottom. I'm going to cross my wire over just above the beads, like so. And I'm going to wrap it. So what I'm going to do is take my wrap hold of my beads and just twist one time and then give it one more twist. Just like that. And now I can go ahead and cut off this excess wire. You could have cut it off before, but I just left it on there. Cut that off. It's really hard to tell you exactly how much wire to use because it depends on how long you want your dangle to be. Okay, so there's the bottom of my stem. So I'm going to go to my red beads, and each one of these I have 3 of the red and 5 of the black, 3 of the red, 3 of the yellow, and then the white is what gives you a gradually longer piece. So let's get 3 red beads and feed them on both ends of the wire. This is why you need 24 gauge. And this is why seed beads are so wonderful, because seed beads have large holes. 24 gauge wire is very small. So it fits nicely. So there's my 3 red ones. Let's get 3 yellow ones. Well, we have a jumper. That one ran away from me. Okay, I'll find you later. Okay, put that on the 2 wires. And that one. Okay, and one more. All right. And now for my white ones. Now, I want it to be a little longer than this one. So I'm going to lay that down and scoop that down. And it depends on how much distance you want between. If you want it up here, your next one up here, it depends. I want mine, my little black loop, to be just under and beside the one next to it. So I want it to be there. So that will tell me how many white beads I need. No exact number, but I need enough white beads to fill this space. So let's go ahead and start feeding some on. On this one, I have 6. So I'm probably going to need at least 7 or 8. And again, seed beads can be the bane of your existence because they are not all cut evenly or the same size. So you kind of have to eyeball it to see how many you need. I can need 7 or 8 or 9 or 6. I'm going more for length than number. It's more about length. So let's see where I am. Okay, that's good. I need about 3 or 4 more. Let's give it 3 and see where I am. Okay, there we go. Yes, 3 was plenty. So now I have my next length. Perfect. Now I'm going to show you how to wrap your loop. Make and wrap your loop. So I want this to be flat against my clothes. So my loop is going to go, this is going to be side to side, and my loop is going to be front to back so that it'll go over my memory wire. So I'm going to bend back my wire right there at the top just a little bit, like so. Grab my round nose pliers. And it doesn't have to be a huge loop. It just needs to be enough to fit over this very, very thin wire. So it doesn't have to be a big loop. So let's just give it down about 1/3 of the way down my pliers. I'm going to bring both tails of wire over my pliers and then down the side beside my beads. Without taking my wire out, I'm going to rotate my pliers back, clamp down again, and then bring those two stems of wire around and under my pliers. So now I'm going to take those two stems and I'm going to wrap around the stem of my wire in between the pliers and the beads. So I've got one wrap. Let's give it one more wrap. I don't really need more than that. And let's cut off the end. See how much I had left? I have a whole 1.5 inches left. Darn it. But that's all. That's all right. Really isn't all right. I hate waste. Anybody who has been watching my work knows that. So maybe I can figure out something to do with that little 1.5 inches. So I'm going to clip that off. I can use my regular pliers for that. I need to hold on to, or at least guard my beads so it doesn't go flying off to parts, and then hold on to the wire so that doesn't go flying off. Cut that off. Okay, get rid of the excess wire. Grab my flat pliers, my square pliers, and push those ends down against the wrapped wire so that they aren't waiting to scratch you when you put on your piece. I'm just going to push that down. Nice and snug. There. So there's my next one. Nice. And I'm going to do another one this size, and then we're going to do one more longer one. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to grab my wire again. Now, what I could have done was measure that first one so I wouldn't have to guesstimate this one, but I didn't. So guesstimating it is. And I'm matching this one. So all I need is about 1.5 inches more and 1 inch more at the top. So about 2.5 inches. Fold it. Just a light fold there. Kind of a U, so that I can put my beads on without them falling off. Okay, 5 black beads. All right. And then cross my wires over. I like 5 because I know 1 will be right down there in the little groove at the bottom. I'm going to cross my wires over until the wires meet at the top. Nice tight cross up there. And I'm going to twist 1 time and 2 times. Okay. Bring my wires together. Cut off that excess. Okay, there we go. And let's get my beads. Again, 3 red, 3 yellow, and then as many white ones I need to get the same length for the other side of my dangle. 3 red, 3 yellow. Over here where the camera is. And you want to make sure that you're feeding on these beads over both of the wires. And the white ones. Okay, grab a bunch of them. See how many I need, feed those on. Okay, let's see where we are. And again, you're looking more at length than number of beads because they're not, as you can see, they're not all the same size. So okay, let's put those two on and see what my length looks like. Pretty good. I wanted to use 24 gauge wire because I wanted it to look like it has a little flexibility and movement. Okay, let's see what I have here. Yeah, that's pretty good. A teeny tiny bit longer. So I might try to find a shorter one just so I can match it up better. Where did that little one go? Here we go. This one's not as tall. This one's a little ladder. Let's put that one on. See if I can get a closer measurement. Yes, very nice. Okay, so now again, I'm going to, I have my bottom beads down here going right and left, and my loop is going to be front and back. So I bend that back, grab both of the wires between my round nose pliers, slide down about a third of the way down those pliers, bring it over the top and down the side of my beads. Hold on to the wire and the beads. Don't pull the wire out. Just rotate. Let's get over here. Rotate the pliers back, clamp down again, bring the wire under the pliers and wrap between the pliers and the beads. And it just needs to be 2 little wraps, just enough to secure your loop. Here we go. Let's clip that off. Again, holding on to the wire so it doesn't go flying in my face or across the room or any of those things that I don't want it to do. It's very malleable. Come on, come off of there. There. And I have my square pliers again and push down that tip. There we go. Nice. All right, so let's see what we have so far. Let's go here. So it's the shortest one, and then the next one. And then I think this one goes next. And then you, let's get that up because we're going to put another one in the middle. It's going to be nice and long. You. And you're going to go over here because I'm going to put another one in center. And there. There. And there. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to do one more. I could probably stop here and it would be perfectly fine. Isn't that pretty? But I think I'm going to do one more just because why not? Okay, so let's grab another piece of wire here. Inch and a half. Oops, is this going to be long enough or am I going to have to grab some more? Okay, just a little more. Let's see if that's going to be enough wire. Just barely, yes. Okay, so let's grab my black beads. Let's get 5 of those. Bead them on. Okay, make my little loop. Cross it over. And do my twist. Nice and close to the beads. Twist. and twist. Okay. Bring my wires together. Speed on my red beads, 3 of you. Sure goes up with both of them. Okay, 3 of my yellow ones. Okay, and then my white ones. Well, I have way more than I needed. Okay, so now we're going to go up to, I'm going to measure that down here. I want that to end up right about there. Isn't that lovely? So I just need to fill up this space with white beads. You can put a little crimp in it if you want to get an idea where to stop. Not much of a crimp though. All right, let's feed some white beads on here and get our little center done. Right. How many am I using here? How many did I use on the other one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's probably going to be about 12 for this one. I figured you're going to need upwards towards somewhere between 200 and 250 beads, depending on how long you want your dangle to be. So those of you who are getting kits, get ready. You're going to have a lot of beads to work with. Okay, let me get that up there. I think I need a few more. Yeah, there's my little indentation there. So let's give myself 4 more and see how that does. 1, 2, 3. Where are we? 1 more. And 4. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, well, I could take one off. Yes, take one off. Yay! Okay, so there we go. Let's make my little loop. Grab my round pliers. Make sure that my wires are side by side. Slide my wire about 1/3 of the way down my pliers. Doesn't need to be a huge loop. And I'm making my loop front to back in comparison to the flat side to side of my bottom loop. Just remembering that, just remind yourself. Okay, make a little loop, wrap it around. Let's give it 2 wraps. Cut it off. Remember to hold on to the ends so you don't have any flying wire. Safely put it away. And then push down those tips so they won't snag you or scratch you or snag on your clothes or anything like that. Just push it down until it's nice and close to the other wraps. I can feel that. I don't want to feel it. Get it down there. Get down there, little tip. Join your fellow wraps. There we are. That's better. Oops, don't see you sticking up a little bit. I don't want you to stick up. I want you to join your friends. On there. Yes. Here we go. There. All right. There's my center. Oh, there's my, oh, I love it. Okay, now let's go ahead and get started on populating our memory wire. Now I've had a couple of people who like the bare wire, but what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is go ahead and I like to put a bead in between each of my dangles so that I don't have any wire showing. So let's go ahead and show you what I mean. I'm going to put the smallest one on, and the bead, what color bead should I do? White, so I stay with the white? Yeah, let's stay with the white. So I'm going to put a bead in the white, a dangle in the white bead, the next one in line, and a white bead. So where do I want the black for contrast? I think I'm going to do contrast. So I've got black on the bottom, and I'll put the black on the top just because. Why the heck not? Get back up there. Okay. Okay. Black one. The next one in line. And a black bead. Let's get over here where you can see what I'm doing. And then the next dangle in line. Come back here. And I'm just putting now you can see why you don't need that big a loop. It just needs to slide over your wire. And another black bead. The next dangle, black bead. And you just keep alternating, just like that, until you have all your dangles on. And then we'll take a look at what we have. Bead, dangle, bead, dangle, bead, dangle. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Now, you can leave this wire bare if you want to, but I thought it would be pretty to continue with the color scheme. So I'm just going to use the beads that I have, and I'm going to start stringing them on the wire. And you can put them on in any order that you like. You don't have to do it in the same order that the dangles were done. It just depends on you. I just want to stay with the same color scheme though. So let's go with the black one on each side. Finish out the frame of my dangles. So there's that. And now I'm going to go to red. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go with red. I was just looking at this. I thought, wait a minute, I have 2 reds over here and 3 reds over here. This is what I was saying, because this red one is really long, so that I only needed 2 to make the proper length, whereas over here, the beads are a little bit smaller, so I needed 3 to get the same length. Seed beads, gotta love them. Okay, so let's go with red. I'm gonna do 3 red ones. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 yellow ones. And 3 white ones. 2 and 3. And then I'm going to go black. And the black ones are going to be a little different. I think I'm just going to use that on either end. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put those on either end. And this is just my pattern. It doesn't have to be yours. You can go ahead and do 3, 3, 3 all the way up or all the way across. But let's see what it looks like the way I'm thinking about it. So I've got a black one, 3 red ones. Three yellow ones. 3 white ones. And a black one. And let's see what that looks like. I might change it. No, I like it. I like that. But you know what? I am going to change it up. So I've got 1, 1. So now I'm going to go with 2. Just because, why not? I can do this any way I want. So I'm going to go with 2. I want to go back to 3. Yeah. 3 red, 3 yellow, 3 white, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Again, and I know I've said this repeatedly, you can make this any design you want. I'm just staying within the medicine ball colors, but the design pattern is entirely up to you. 2 and 3. And then 2 black ones. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm going to go up to, let's do the 3 red, yellow, and white again. Hello. White. All right. White, and I think I'm going to up the ante on the black. I'm going to do 3 black ones. And that'll be the new frame. 1, 2, 3. It's fun to keep people guessing. They don't know what your pattern is going to be. So now, do I want to stay with the 3, 3, 3, or do I knock these down to 2? Let's do that. So I'm going to do 2 red ones. 2 yellow ones. 2 white ones. And 3 black on the other side. 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. Isn't that neat so far? I like it. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning. Where am I as far as my halfway point? So I'm almost finished with one side. One side is almost finished right there. Now, when you cut your memory wire, you should probably give yourself at least 1 1/3 rings so that when you put it on, you have enough overlap so that it'll stay around your neck. That's just mine. You don't have to do that much. You can do more if you want to, but as far as rule of thumb, I find that that works really, really well. Okay, so let me see, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. Okay, do I want to do 2 again for the red? Or do I want to get a 3? Yeah, let's do 2. 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 white. Two white and 1 black. And then let's go back to the 3s. See where I am as far as my halfway point there. Yeah, I think 1 more round is going to be enough. Maybe 2. So let's do 3, 3, and 3. One, 2, 3, 3. And white. 3. Okay, and 1 black one. And we're back where we started with our design. 9s. Move that over a little bit. Get it right there in the middle. See how much more I need to do. That's about it for this side. Yes. So there's my pattern. Isn't that neat? So let me go ahead and do the other side. Let me go ahead and put the loop on this end, show you how to do that. And then we'll do the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab my round nose pliers. Now remember, this is tempered steel, so it's very strong. You want to make sure that you hold on to this side because you don't want your beads to fall off. You lay it down, that might work too. But make sure it doesn't pop off of the mat that you're working with. So now you can go either way. You can either loop it under or you can loop it over. Either way works. It's easier to do it under simply because that's the direction of the loop already. You don't have as much work to do. So I'm going to go down about a little more than 1/3 of the way down my pliers. Make sure nothing's sticking out the back here. I'm going to grasp my wire nice and tight. And it has to be a tight grip because, again, this is strong wire. I'm going to give it a turn. And I don't hold it way down here. I prefer to put it up here where I have a little leverage. I'm going to put my finger on my pliers. I'm going to put my thumb on the wire. And I'm going to twist and push. So twist with the pliers and push down with my thumb in order to get this loop. So I'm just slowly rotating. Stop. Do not pull the wire out. Just open the pliers a little bit, rotate back, clamp back down, and continue your loop. Again, open, rotate back, clamp down, and remember to push with your thumb. That helps get the loop made. Open, clamp back down. Where are we? We're about halfway around. Push and twist. Open, clamp, push and twist. And I think one more good twist will do it. Clamp back down, push with my thumb, and twist. And where are we? Still need one more. Good turn. And push and twist. And there's my loop. Yay. Awesome. Make sure it's nice and closed. So that tip needs to be resting against the long end of wire. There we go. Yeah. Now I'm going to go to the other side. See, my beads almost fell off. Go to the other side and do the other side of my pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera real quick. You saw how we did it. I'm going to add the other beads on the other side, and I'll be back to show you our finished product. Well, I'll show you how to make the other loop too. One more time. It doesn't hurt to get another take on that. So be back in a bit. All right, everything is on. And now let's make our final loop. Okay, grab that tip. Oops, trying to come off. Stop that. I need about, I like to leave a little bit of wiggle room in between. It doesn't have to be all slammed together. So there's about 1 inch of wire there, which is probably okay, but I'm going to cut it down to about ½ inch. There's that little tip. I don't want it to go flying. I'm going to turn it down to my mat and cut it off. I'm going to surround my pliers with my fingers so that won't come off. And I'm going to also hold on to my beads so they don't fall off. And here it is. Very good. Good job. Grab my pliers, slide my wire down about 1/3 of the way. It doesn't have to be a big loop. A little more than 1/3. Holding on to the beads, finger on my pliers, thumb against the beads and the wire, and I'm going to wrap in the direction of the curve of the wire. Nice firm grip, open, clamp, pushing with my thumb, turning with my pliers. Nice and firm. Let's get over here where it's a little easier to see. And is that it, or do I need another little turn? Nope, we're good. A teeny tiny little space in there that I want to close up. And there it is. There is our medicine ball inspired. Oh, I love it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, wow. Anyway, let's put it on a form and see what it looks like. Yeah, here we go. Get over here to the other camera. There it is. Oh, isn't that pretty? I really like this. Put it a little bit. There we go. And in the back, you don't have to worry about a clasp or anything because it will hold its shape. Now, if you're using heavier beads or if you're a little afraid that it won't stay up, you can add a clasp. You can just add a lobster clasp if you want to, but this should hold just fine. I should have put it on myself. Isn't that neat? I love it. Let's get over here where you're supposed to go. There we go. I don't know why that center one's popping out like that. There it is. Ah, I love it. It's very lightweight. It's just so colorful and it just looks like fall, looks like autumn. Isn't that neat? I have another piece of jewelry that I can wear. Yay, yay, yay. Just put it on and you're ready to go. No fuss, no muss. I have buttons on this, so they're warring with, oh, goodness. That is absolutely lovely. I love it. Can't see the black because I'm wearing a black shirt, but oh my goodness. Okay, another successful piece of jewelry that I get to wear. That is our program for the day. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I see a lot of reflection from these glasses. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know one way or the other. You can get in contact with me at jewelrygen20@gmail.com. That's JEWELRYGIN20@gmail.com. Send me pictures of what you make because I would love to see your version. You can also post it on the library Facebook page in the comments of where this particular picture is. You can put a picture of your own so that we can see it. And that would be at facebook.com/DeKalbLibrary. Love to see it. Love to hear from you. Would love to know your to get your feedback one way or the other, and questions if you have any. But until then, until next time, have a great week, have a great weekend, enjoy this gorgeous weather that I have autumn weather where I am in my part of the country, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.